Thanks guys for tuning into the show today. Today we're going to talk about condensing cleaning. Guys, in case you didn't know, on a hot summer day, 90-degree day, if this baby is dirty, it's going to have a heat stroke. That's right guys, we call it hot head or high head pressure, and you just don't want that, guys. So especially now we're going to the summer season, you definitely want to have some cool air, and you definitely don't want to be without AC on the hottest day of the summer. So guys, what you're looking at here is a condenser. They come in different sizes. They got anywhere from 1 or 1.5 tons all the way to 5 tons. So it's typically what you see in a residential home. So guys, I'm going to show you the proper way how to clean a condenser and maintain your condenser today. Let's get started, baby. Okay, mi gente, today I have my asistente. That's right, my assistant, Clemente. Clemente is showing you what's called a disconnect box or disconnect switch. So guys, I'm very strong and I'm a big advocate on safety because I want nothing to happen to you, nor me, or Clemente. So guys, you're gonna see something like this normally on the side of the house. They come in different shapes and sizes, but you guys are gonna catch, you get the point and you catch my drift. So you're gonna open up something like this, and there's a switch right here. Basically, we call it a pull-out. It looks something like this, and what it is basically disconnecting the power from one end to another. So this is basically like a bridge. So guys, you want to keep this off, close it just like this, and put it just right here, just on the top. So now you're safe, and it's safe to say that you can work on the condenser, and there's no electricity, there's no power. There's 220 volts. If you do not take the disconnect switch and you put your 2 fingers where it does not belong, guys, you're gonna have the fucking ride of your life. So I would suggest, make sure safety's first, disconnect the pull-out switch, and it's safe to work on the condenser. Let's get started. So, like I said before, this is condenser. This is exactly what it looks like. So right now, for demonstration purposes, we took off the cover. So guys, this is what the electrical happens. This is where all the contactors, the capacitor, that's where all the electrical stuff is at. So guys, as you already know, or you should know, water does not go with electrical. So what do? So we're gonna cover up with a plastic bag. It looks something like this. It could be a garbage bag, it could be a condom, it could be anything, it could be a wrap, I don't give a shit. As long as it's protected and make sure there's no water going inside the electrical compartment. So in this case, you're looking at a contactor. It's a little hard to see. There's a capacitor here. This is all the wiring, and it's also the wiring where it goes into the compressor, as well to the fan motor. So guys, first things first, we're gonna remove the actual top of the unit, which you can either open it from here or you can open it from here. Meaning you can screw this, you can just take off the fan itself, the fan motor, or you can do it around the perimeter of the condenser. Remove these screws. I'm going to show you momentarily, and then you can take it off. I suggest you guys take a picture of the actual wiring, disconnect the wiring, and actually take the whole fan apart and leave it on the side. I'm going to show you guys momentarily. Why do I say that? Because accidents do happen. I mean, sometimes there could be a wall right here, and you can put this over to the side, and sure enough, if this falls you, it could cut your finger. I mean, there's no joke, you cut your finger off. This thing is very sharp. So guys, just be precaution on what you're doing, pay attention to what you're doing. And I think this is for safety reason, it just makes more sense to remove the whole cover. All right, so now that the wiring is done, it's safe to say that everything is ready to go. So we're about to take off the cover. There we go. Now, usually you want to let the person take it just like this. Just make sure you grab the wires just like that. Put it to the side, just like that. Guys, gotta be very, very careful because this stuff is very, very sharp. I mean, it doesn't take much to cut your fingers, and literally it could cut your finger. Imagine this thing being on the side and this thing falls on your finger, and we're talking about just putting your finger here. It doesn't take much to cut your finger or cut your finger off. It's not a joke, guys. So be very, very, very careful. So now that we have access inside the condenser, let me show you guys what it looks like inside. All right, guys, so now we're looking at the inside of the condenser unit. This is what it looks like. Right now, what you're seeing is a compressor, and this is called a coil. This is a condenser coil right around here. This is your capacitor. The capacitor to get wet, so it's designed to get wet, so it's not a problem, and so is the compressor. However, this is not supposed to be out. Usually it's in, you shouldn't have to be touching this, but sometimes they burnt out, you want to make sure the cover is in place. This is where the terminals go connected to. So I just want to just show you guys what it looks like. Yeah. Here we go. It's designed to, you know, withstand water, so it's waterproof, but sometimes they're loose. You just want to make sure it's in here. All right, guys. So now, when you look at something like this is pretty clean, believe it or not, but we're going to still clean it up. So you see all these leaves and debris, we're going to remove all these leaves and debris. I'm going to show you in the video how it gets done. Usually with a vacuum cleaner, you do it by hand, but you want to make sure it's nice and clean. One, for two reasons. One, you want to make sure it's clean. Two, there's actually little drain ports on the bottom, so when it rains, if they get clogged up, it gets full of water, and water is acidic, and also water causes corrosion, so you don't want that. So we're going to make sure that all the ports are clean. It's a little hard to see, but once it's clean, I will demonstrate and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Okay guys, you can see that it's nice and clean, so it's ready to get washed. But I did want to show you guys the ports I was telling you about. So these little things right here, the little slits you see on the side around the perimeter of the condenser, this is where the drain happens, meaning this is the drainage. So when it rains or it snows and it melts to water, or it's just, you know, it's just water, it's supposed to be cleared, so in order for it to drain. Now if it's covered with debris, what happens is it's going to be covered with mud, leaves, debris, and sometimes you get little critters in there and you get shit that you just don't want in there, and most importantly, it starts eating away and corroding the bottom of the actual condenser. Okay guys, look how filthy this coil is. This is a perfect demonstration of what a dirty coil looks like, guys, and this is not even that bad. There's times it's worse, 20 times worse than this, but you guys can see in the video how filthy this thing could possibly be. As you can see in this area right around here, it's a lot more dirty on this end, so I'm going to show you how to clean it. But basically, you're going to get a brush and you're gonna brush it down. How you're gonna brush this coil down? You're gonna brush it down or up. Do not go left or right. What happens is you're gonna crush the actual aluminum, or you're gonna create resistance. So basically what happens is this sucks air this way and throws out the air on top of the condenser. So if you decide to do it left and right and you bend it, just a little demonstration, it looks something like this, and you bend it like this, what you're gonna do is you're going to create a blockage. You're not going to have no proper airflow. I just want to show you right here on the side as a demonstration. You're going to get resistance, you're going to get a blockage, and you're not going to get proper airflow, and it's you know, you got a good possibility of getting high head pressure. So the whole point is, do not cleaner left or right, up and down, guys. Let me show you guys. Brushed down coil looks like once it's finished being brushed down. So this is supposed to look something like this, nice and clean, all the heavy debris off. So we got one more step to go to, and basically we're going to chemical cleaner and wash her down. Some guys like to use pressure washer. What I would suggest is if you do use a pressure washer, which is perfectly fine, make sure it's a low pressure washer. What I mean by that, like the pressure is low, because if you have a high pressure washer with some high heavy duty pressure, you will put a hole right through this coil and you're going to ruin the condenser, and you just expedited the customer a new condenser that more than likely you busted it, you broke it, you're going to pay for it. So guys, be very, very careful. You do make pressure wires that has low pressure. Again, don't have to be nothing fancy, just make sure it has low pressure and good amount of water. First thing first, you want to make sure your hose are down with some fresh water. Then I like to apply some chemical, let the chemical do its thing. I would say leave a chemical on about 5 to 10 minutes, and you start seeing that the chemical starts doing its work. You start degreasing the actual coil. apply some chemical. So in regards to chemical, guys, there's different companies. You have Ace. You also have the most popular, which is New Cauldron. I can't even pronounce it. But you go to your local HVAC supply, you'll get it there. So guys, that depends on the chemical. Some chemicals are stronger than others, so make sure you read the label, because if you have a very strong chemical, and it can actually eat up through your aluminum, so make sure you get the right chemical. Read the label, guys. So right now, I'm gonna place the chemical cleaner onto the coil. Go ahead. And make sure you get some safety goggles. Right now, for demonstration purposes, we don't have any I have my glasses. My assistant doesn't have any goggles, but we're a professional. We do this every day. So if you've never done this before, I would advise you guys to make sure you have some safety goggles. So you want to make sure you put it along the perimeter, all over the coil, all the surface area of the coil. You want to make sure it has all the chemical. Again, you don't see it, but as you're going to apply it, it starts foaming up after a few minutes. And then, I guess about good 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending, you'll see how much grease and dirt is going to be coming out from the actual chemical. You guys can see right here, it's starting to foam up. And that's exactly what you want to see. So once you apply the chemical, 15 minutes, you can hose her down. I like to do it once, depending on how dirty the coil is. In this particular case, the coil is not too bad, so I will do it just one time. But if it's a lot of buildup, a lot of debris, if you feel it's very dirty, I would tell you wash it down and do the chemical cleaning like at least twice. But every job is different, guys, so I cannot tell you to do it 2 or 3 times. But you do the proper judgment, or you do the proper judgment call on yourself, on the job. Every job is slightly different. But this job is for demonstration. You can see that it's not that dirty, so I would just do it one time. Alright guys, so I want to show you guys. So this, like I said, it's like a pancake. So this is not that bad, but if you look closely, it is pretty dirty. You can see it, but it's not that bad. But you got to be very, very careful, because it doesn't take much, and you gotta follow the actual coil. Notice that the U-bends are on this side, and this is where the actual the magic happens as far as the condensation, and on the liquid line, or the high side, whatever you guys want to call it, guys. So this is the side you do not want to open. You want to open this side, and this side opens, which would make sense, because you see all the U-bends here. But over here it's pretty busy, you can't do it. But what I'm trying to say is, only do this if you're a professional, but you only need to do it if it's really not that bad. Because I have been to jobs that the condenser is very, very filthy. It's super bad, and you have no choice but to open it up. But I take a lot of precaution, because as you're taking this along, or you're taking it apart, remember, it's copper, guys. It does not take much to crack open, pierce a hole, or bend, so you don't want that. But if it's very bad, you do this. If not, I do want to show you guys that a lot of people don't know that these coils will pancake together. And the reason why they pancake together, it makes it more efficient. That's pretty much it. Okay, guys, we just pretty much wrapped it up. So right now, as you can see, the coil is nice and clean. So basically, what we're gonna do after, we're gonna put the cover back on, the fan back on, and wire her back up. But guys, you guys kind of pretty much get the drift of things, how things work. I wanted to show you guys how important it is. But when anybody tells you to clean the condenser, this is how you properly clean the condenser. Right now, for demonstrations and for training purposes, we have her disassembled, and my apprentice is gonna work on it and put it back together. But I did want to take the time to show you guys, this is how you properly deep clean a condenser. So whenever somebody tells you, or the technician tells you he's gonna clean the condenser, that's the way he should be cleaning the condenser. So guys, until next time, please subscribe, because that's what's supporting the channel. Louis the Boiler Man loves you guys. If you have any questions, by any means, feel free to DM, smash that bell button, leave a comment below, whatever it may be. I don't care what you got to do, but subscribe. Hello, Louis the Boiler Man. Any questions, call 516-377-5200. Wepa!